What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. I grew up in a small town in the middle of nowhere. You probably did too. Shoeyville, Iowa was where I grew up. Population like 160. There was one restaurant that had a bar in it that was attached to a gas station. Everyone that I knew was either a farmer or a trucker. And when they got done with a long day and they showed up at the bar to order a Bud Light, they didn't look like this. Gotta tell you. This is not your typical Bud Light drinker, all right? I gotta be totally upfront and tell you, of all the people I've ever seen order a Bud Light, this ain't it. This ain't it. This was a horrible mistake, obviously, as was proven and has been proven time and time again, as Bud Light sales are still down 30% 6 months after the Bud Light boycott by their actual drinkers, by the people who actually walk into a bar after a long day of work and just want a light beer to drink. Ladies and gentlemen, this was, of course, the marketing fiasco of the century, but it gets even worse. Now the Teamsters have approved a strike against Anheuser-Busch months after Dylan Mulvaney controversy. We predicted this, and we'll get into that in just a second, but we told you this was going to happen. Because if you lose 30% of your profits, well, the people who are going to be the most affected by that are the people down the line. The people that are going to be the most affected by that are the individuals who actually deliver that product and who get paid on how much of that product they deliver. Eventually, this is going to work itself through the system. And by the end of the year, we said the guys who carry the Bud Light into the buildings and who ship it around and truck it around and drive it all over the countryside, those people are going to be the most affected. Those people are going to be the most hurt. And now they're striking. Embattled beer giant Anheuser-Busch, which has seen its market share and sales plummet in the wake of Dylan Mulvaney fiasco, could face a possible work stoppage at its U.S. breweries as members and Teamsters overwhelmingly voted to authorize a strike. The union represented about 5,000 workers at a dozen U.S. breweries. The Dutch conglomerate InBev, a reminder that Bud Light is not an American company, it is a foreign-owned beer company, has been dragging its feet on negotiating about job security issues since talks about the new contract broke down last month. The union is asking for higher wages, job, health, and retirement benefits protections, but did not disclose details about these issues. Anheuser-Busch can't kick this down the road much longer, says the director of the Teamsters Brewery, Bakery, and Soft Drink Conference, said in a statement. The two sides did reach a tentative agreement to end tiered healthcare and restore retiree health benefits. Yeah, okay. Again, you're dealing with like a dead brand, so there's just not going to be any money anyway to go around. Teamsters stand firm in our fight to get the best contract out of Anheuser-Busch. This powerful strike vote proves it. So this is not going to go great. The union has also criticized Anheuser-Busch's decision for $1 billion in stock buybacks to wealthy investors as it simultaneously ignores its need to protect good jobs. We predicted this. This is why you see a little bit of an uptick in the Bud stock price here. This is 5 years for the Budweiser stock price. This is 1 year. This is year to date, okay? So we've seen this massive buyback to try and boost the price of the stock as the boycott, which started right here, collapsed it throughout the fall. And now there's been like a big time institutional buyback of their own stock in order to raise the price near the end of the year. So that's what's been going on right here, ladies and gentlemen. And so the Teamsters are criticizing that, saying you're screwing us because that's just artificial inflation based on equities. People aren't buying the product. Anheuser-Busch is aware that Teamsters strike authorization vote common during labor negotiations, a company spokesperson told the Post. We are committed to negotiating in good faith with the union to reach an agreement that recognizes, rewards talent, commitment, and drives our employee. Bud Light has been the top-selling beer in the U.S. for more than 2 decades, but was dethroned by Modelo, a Mexican beer, after its tie-up with Dylan Mulvaney and calls for a boycott. Other brands, including smaller independent beers like Yuengling, have also taken Bud Light's market share and are aggressively trying to grab up shelf space from Anheuser-Busch. Ooh, baby, it is a bloody, bloody game out there. The backlash against the company, which started in April, ultimately resulted in 400 job losses, 2% of Anheuser-Busch's U.S. staff. The cuts did not include brewery warehouse staff, drivers, and others, but it may very well. At the time of the Bud Light boycott, we were able to find a clip of a man who is a distributor for Anheuser-Busch explaining.
I work for an affiliate company. I am a merchandiser, and the sole product of the company I work for is Anheuser-Busch products. So with all this canceling going on, I've never seen such little sales in this past few days on these products. And it's sad because when people don't buy this beer, I don't make money and I can't feed my family. So it's kind of heartbreaking, I guess, that Anheuser-Busch did what they did. They don't know their clientele.
Yep.
So it's kind of heartbreaking. Thanks, Anheuser-Busch. I may not be able to feed my family coming up here soon.
You feel for that man, and that man did nothing wrong. The people who did something wrong, the people who are hurting individuals, are brain-damaged wokesters who ran the marketing department at Bud Light and decided to spit in the face of Bud Light's actual red-blooded clientele to insult their paying customer. How many times does the same lesson need to be learned? Why are you so vicious? Why are you so self-loathing? Why is wokeness it is required to destroy a thing you didn't build? And how quickly it can happen. Doesn't matter if you're looking at Harvard, Disney, Target, Bud Light. You didn't build these things, and in a single fell swoop, like one generation of wokeness, in one instance, can just utterly demolish a company. And I don't care how many times they buy UFC ads. That's not going to work. These are the headlines from across the news media. Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch faces another headache as Teamster unions vote to strike. 5,000 workers will walk off jobs. Maybe that man will be one of them. Bud Light employees set to strike over poor pay. And so this will, again, be another black eye for Bud Light. 99% of his more than 5,000 drivers across 12 locations voted to authorize the strike, a sign of how frustrated members have become over poor pay and benefits. Anheuser-Busch still reels from the devastating effects of the Bud Light boycott. So maybe you should have been focused more on your actual employees instead of virtue signaling, agenda, and the message. Bud Light overpays for a UFC partnership in an attempt to win back conservatives. They are going in and paying $100 million to the UFC for branding, doing everything they possibly can to try and rid themselves, again, of something that the internet will never, ever forget. They'll never, it just won't be forgotten. I don't care how many stock buybacks you do. It just won't ever be forgotten. By the way, Dylan Mulvaney is getting paid. The only person that remains getting paid here is Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney charged $40,000 for college visits that draw no audience. Dylan Mulvaney was paid $40,000 to speak at Penn State. And, Dylan Mulvaney spoke to, they call it a half-empty auditorium at the Daily Mail. That's being really, really kind and generous. This is actually what it looked like when Dylan Mulvaney spoke. Dylan Mulvaney did a video from stage that showed the number of people that showed up. And, yikes. Look at that. Again, I've seen more people in line at Chick-fil-A. So hopefully, we are going to get a return to normal here in corporate America, where the proof has finally been minted that if you go woke, you will go broke. We needed a test case to say that we, as the American consumer, will actually break you if you decide to go woke and to destroy your audience and your paying customer and spit in our face. And thank God we were able to accomplish that with Bud Light. Now the Teamsters striking, good on ya. I want as much possible pain for Bud Light as humanly possible. Again, don't care how many octagons you sponsor. You put Donald Trump on a can, and you put a little MAGA hat on every single Bud Light box, and then you can begin the healing process. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay salty. See ya.